Wow. I guess a thing comes to my mind, God can do more than you can imagine. And we've, talked about playing our best game for last, saving our best for last. And those guys, they came out and they played their best game today, offense, defense, special teams. And we just give thanks to God for the blessing. And OCS football is special, and it's about relationships. And it just, like I say, it's really special. And our theme this year has been discipline, and we talked about that all year long, and because that's something we struggled with at times, shot ourselves in the foot at times last year, and even early on in the season we struggled with some discipline issues. But I tell you what, this group of guys, they were as disciplined as I've ever coached this playoff run. I knew it was a good thing. Last night we met at about 7:45, and as coaches I told them, I said, hey, lights out at 9 o'clock tonight. Well, one thing, our parents helped us out this week. I sent an email Sunday night to our parents and said, wake your kids up at 6 o'clock every day this week. And that way they're going to be tired. They're going to be used to getting up at 6 o'clock. That's what we're going to do on Friday. And so anyway, the parents helped us out with that aspect. But these kids, they show up early for practice. They're on time. They show up early. And the thing that I felt good about last night, I told them 9 o'clock, turn the lights out, turn your phones off, and keep them on silent. Don't be doing anything, texting or anything like that. So about 8:40, I hadn't heard any of the kids in the hallway yet. And so I had one of our coaches send a text to his brother and say, y'all need to wrap up your meeting. He never got a response. And so I sent a text to Chance and to Micah Dye, and I said, y'all need to wrap up your meeting. I never got a response. So 5 minutes later, I head downstairs to tell them to wrap it up, and I kind of heard a little noise around the corner. I thought, okay, they're breaking and stuff like that. Well, that noise wasn't them. It was from the lobby people and stuff like that in there. And I opened up the room where they were meeting because they had their own team meeting afterwards, and no one was to be found. And so I said, those guys must have turned off their phones early. And sure enough, I told Chance this morning, I said, hey, I sent you a text last night. And sure enough, he looked at it and they said, yeah, Coach, we went with 8:30 cutoff time. And so again, they were disciplined, and everything they did, they were disciplined. And that's a theme that has been our theme all year in football, that these guys really grew into and adopted to that discipline theme. And it's just paid off tremendously. And that's something that I've told them, it doesn't last just for one season of football. Hopefully that's something that'll last the rest of their life and help them in their Christian walk, their life as a dad, as a husband, that discipline will reap the blessings that it brings. Well, I tell you, we were highly motivated because it stung last year when we lost in the quarterfinals. And I usually don't do this, but we posted up in our locker room that next week, some stuff about how the Southern Lab ended our season, that someone else is in the Superdome. St. Fred knocked them off, and St. Frederick got the job done last year. We didn't, and we left that piece of information, that newspaper article, laminated and clipped on our board for an entire year, just to let that sting of not getting back to the Superdome be something that motivates and propels each guy every day they go into workout, that there's that reminder of how painful it is to end the season early. And I think it was a good motivation for them. And again, as they were excited about the opportunity to play this same group of guys. Southern Lab has a great team. I said it 2 years ago in 2012 when we played them in the quarterfinals and they were all freshmen. I said, this is going to be a great team. Last year they proved that. They were a great team. They play as toughest schedule in the state because no 1A and 2A schools will play them. And you look who they lost to this year, powerhouses. And those guys are back this year as juniors. Coach Mitchell's done a great job with that program. And again, they have outstanding ball players. And I tell you, they're going to be a team that you better watch out for next year because they got all these juniors coming back. They'll be seniors. But so that's just some thoughts on that. Well, I tell you, that's something we really did not see much at all during the playoffs. Is some cover one, cover zero. Or in earlier season, we saw it every week of the playoffs, and so it really prepped us every week of the playoffs. But we did see a few missed, formation things that we felt like we could do. And Chance, he was on today as well as I've ever seen anybody. And our receivers, we had no drop passes. I mean, everybody caught the football. He was on the money with his throwing. I mean, he just played a great game, and that's the thing. In the big games, you got to make big plays. And our receivers and Chance, they were in sync with each other. Our linemen gave them time to get the pass off, and so again, things you draw some things up, but I tell you what, they clicked today, and these guys executed. I tell you what, defense wins championships is the old adage, and this group of guys on defense, all of them, they really grew up as this season went along. They played with passion, they played with heart, and Coach Bristow, Coach Bentley, Coach Smith, those guys put a great game plan together. They put a lot of time and energy into it, and they communicate with the kids, and the kids spend time studying film and asking questions. And again, that comes down to a discipline. They knew where they were supposed to be every time, but defense wins championships. They were able to create some just valuable turnovers that our guys capitalized on, and so just so proud of our defense. I tell you, that second half or second quarter, it did. We got some momentum rolling, and kind of like sharks in the water. When you smell blood, you better attack. And again, when they had some mishaps go, our defense kept putting it on. Our special teams, our offense, guys just kept playing aggressive and getting after it. And again, we were blessed with having a lot of things go our way in that second quarter, and our guys capitalized on that.